สวัสดีค่ะ Welcome back to Bim's Kitchen. Today menu we're gonna make apple strudel. I love apple pie and I love apple so much. Apple strudel is one of my favorite menu. I want to do it for a long time but I didn't have time to do it. So today I'm gonna show you how to make the dough for apple strudel.Which I'm not gonna buy ready-made like puff pastry or filler dough. The dough we're gonna make it's gonna be traditional way that they make apple strudel. So let's make it together.
After I peel an apple, now I make a bread crumb. This is my sourdough bread that I baked last week, and I cut it up and put in the food processor. Then you get the bread crumb.And later on, I'm gonna cook the bread crumb. This is walnut. I've been toasted, and then just blend a little bit to have a nice chunky texture. And I put the butter into the pan. I cook some of my bread crumb, and later on, I bake into the oven 150 degrees until they're crispy. This time we're gonna make applesauce.So I add a little bit of water and then I add chopped apple that I just been soaking into the salt water. Add half cup of sugar. I don't want it too sweet. Just half cup is enough. And then I add sourdough or raisin. And then I add cinnamon and salt and cook them well.I let it cook until the sauce is get boil up a little bit, and then I cover the lid. Then I let it simmer for about 30 minutes. Now this is the fun part. I add flour into the bowl and add some salt. Mix them well. This is a dry ingredient.Now we're going to prepare the wet ingredient. I crack 1 egg into the cup, and then I add 1 tablespoon of lard into the cup. Now we add 2/3 cup of water into the cup and mix it well together. Use your fork to mix together well. This is the wet ingredient. Later on we're going to add to the dry ingredient.So that's what we do. We add the wet ingredient into the bowl, and this one, I'm telling you, is going to be really, really sticky dough. We need lukewarm water into the ingredient because the lukewarm water gonna make the dough very, very sticky like this. So I use the slap and fold technique. This is fun.I slap and fold 100 times. Believe me, I counted. It's totally 100 times. And a little bit sticky on my counter. After 100 times, what you need to do is you form the bowl. You form the dough into the bowl. And then you rest the dough in the bucket for about 30 minutes. After the dough being rest, then this is the fun part.We now gonna stretching the dough. This is the technique that they're doing it in the old day, how to prepare the apple strudel dough. So what I'm doing, I just sprinkle a lot of flour onto my tablecloth, and then I use rolling pin to roll it out as thin as I can, because my tablecloth is very, very small. I need the bigger one, but anyway, we still can use it. So I rolled it out the dough to be thin sheet as I can. So I use my belly to pull the tablecloth one side, and then I roll it out one side. So make it really, really thin. And this is the technique to make the dough not cracking or not dry out when you are stretching. So just brush a lot of butter in it. So I use my back of my hand to stretch it out like I normally stretch my pizza dough. This is very, very soft and elastic dough. So try to put it out as much as possible. And this is how to taste it. If you can read the letter in the book, it means the dough is ready. So I think I can read it. This is how I form the apple strudel. First layer, I just sprinkle breadcrumb. The second layer, I just sprinkle some butter, and then I put on the top with some apple, and I put about third of the dough. So this way, when you roll it up, the apple and the dough separate the layer. It make look nice. And when you eat it, you have the dough separate with the apple, so it's nice texture. So this is how I roll it. I roll it from my body, and then to the side make it square, and use the tablecloth to roll it up like that. That's the reason we use the tablecloth, to let it roll the dough for us. So after you roll it up, make sure you tuck the edge of the dough. So this way, when you bake it, the sauce from the apple will not leak it out. And after you put it nicely, I brush them with melted butter. This way, when you bake it, the dough will be nice and crispy. And after being cooled, it's gonna be nice soft texture. So I use my scissors to cut it up. This way the steam can evaporate during we baking in the oven. So give the texture of the dough nice and crispy. So you get a crispy pie. And you're gonna let them cool down about 30 minutes or more until they completely cool, and then you sprinkle some icing sugar, cut it up, serving with vanilla sauce or vanilla ice cream or whipping cream. This is the best apple pie that I ever made. This is how we serve it. This is very nice apple strudel. I hope you enjoy my video. I see you next time. Bye.